So, the PlayStation 5 Pro, ooh, it's coming out, and in my opinion, it's a bit of a scam. And I was I was YouTubing PlayStation 5 Pro, and someone's done a thing saying PlayStation 5 Pro is a scam. And my thoughts on this, before we go into his video, is firstly, when the PlayStation 5 came out, you could get the PlayStation 5 for about just under £500 with a disc player. You could get it without the disc player, so the digital version, for about £350. And at the time, that was like the best, consoles out with the Xbox X, and these amazing two consoles are way more powerful than anything else that ever been created. And they've been out for a number of years now. And we have a very small selection of games that have been made just for these new powerful consoles. The majority of all games coming out have been made for the old generation and the new generation. So basically, all the games coming out, or the majority, 95% of all the games that have come out since these new consoles launched, are for the old generation, but run on the new generation, which is a bit of a scam, really. We've not had that many games. Spider-Man Marvel Blast came out. That was for the PlayStation 5. But not many other titles have come out. So now we get the PlayStation 5 Pro, and that's coming out for £700. It's nearly double, and this hasn't got a disc player. If you want to play discs with the new PlayStation Pro, you have to buy the disc player to add on to it. And if you want to stand it up, you have to buy a stand. I think the stand's about £60, and the disc player is over £100. So if you want to have a PlayStation 5 disc player version, it's going to cost you upright. It's going to cost you well over £800 to do that. That's double the price almost of what the original console was. So why on earth would anybody buy the new console? And there's been many comparisons now online of the PlayStation 5 with a particular game in, and the PlayStation Pro with the exact same game in the exact same part of the game being played, and you can't see any real change. They both look virtually identical. So you're paying almost double the price. You're getting no benefit for it. There's no games made for it yet, really. So what's the point? Save your money buying a 4th gen console. But anyway, let's check out this guy, this guy that I found.
I'm not really sure how to put this, but recently
it's a scam, man. It's a
Sony
scam.
did reveal the PlayStation 5 Pro.
Yeah.
To go over this is a revision to the
They're about the same size. Yeah, so they're around the same size. So it's not much smaller than the current PlayStation. They're around the same size. So where's the benefit? Sony has so misread the market.
PlayStation 5, which gets you better graphics, which gets you better frame rates when it comes to fidelity mode. They went over the technical specifications of this thing, what you get with it, how much faster it is when it comes to CPU, GPU, all of that good stuff, and all the extra bonus features. For example, the upgraded GPU. They say that with the PS5 Pro, we are upgrading to a GPU that is 67% more compute units than the current PS5's console and 28% faster memory.
Yeah, exactly. But if there's no game that's going to utilize it, what's the point?
Overall, this enables up to 45% faster rendering for gameplay, making the experience much smoother. They talked about advanced ray tracing, where you can get better lighting. They talked about AI-driven upscaling to where things are going to look sharper. And that's all fine, well, and dandy.
But
that's
again,
good stuff.
people showing it hasn't
market
made any difference.
For a new PlayStation 5, because I Cobra Kai kicked my PS5 on accident like a year or two ago, and it broke the HDMI to where it doesn't lock in. But I can still use it. I still play my games on there, but I have to prop it up a little bit so it doesn't just fall out just if I move the system or if the desk moves or something like that, right? So I was in the market for a new PlayStation 5. But after this, after the situation that's happening, which we're going to go over, I'm going to tell you why I am no longer doing that, because I don't know if I can support what they're doing right here, especially as a physical game owner. But before we get into all that, what's good, everyone? OJ here.
I mean, that's the thing. If you play games on physical disc, then this is going to be zero benefit to you. I mean, obviously, we all know the games industry, they're trying to move towards digital only. But if you're still into having physical games, then there's literally no benefit to this new console.
Welcome back to the video. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe.
Guys, please like and subscribe. Appreciate
all
it
that
if
good
you do.
stuff. Now, right now we have a price point of $699 for the PlayStation 5 Pro. $700. I'm here in California.
Why is it £700 in the UK? Well, right. So if it's $700, that'll make it about £640 in the UK. But then you've got import, you've got transport fees, you got sales tax, you got import tax. So then it bumps it back up to 700 quid.
So the California tax also added onto there. Now, it's not just with the tax that makes this bad. It's also because of the disk drive, physical games. This is an all digital system for $700. So if you want it to be an upgrade to your PlayStation 5 disc-based system, which a lot of people have a PS5 disc-based system to play physical games, like Astrobot that just came out, you have to buy a separate $80 disc drive add-on for a premium high-end console, which makes absolutely no sense outside of greed for Sony. Outside of that, makes no sense because a disc drive, when it comes to putting a disc drive into your PlayStation, they have the disc drive technology. They've been using that.
Right, let's pause. PS5 Fidelity, PS5 Pro. If anything, if you look there, that's worse. That's more blurred. There's no detail on that at all.
So
little bit of graphics there. There's no benefit to it. Where's this improved enhancement?
It's not $80, and even if you wanted to jack up the price a little bit from how much it would cost to do it internally, like how bad of it is it to where you say that, hey, we're gonna put that cost on the consumer 4 years in on a premium system? $700 for an all digital system is just ridiculous in my eyes. I have so many physical games. I love playing stuff. Obviously, Octopath Traveler 2, fantastic. Astrobot, I've been playing.
It is a rip-off.
But I have
it's a cash grab. It's pointless.
I have so many more physical games here. Like, these are just some of mine. I have a whole rack, a whole stack of physical games. And in order for me to play those, you have to actually pay on top of that, already on top of the $700, which is $200 more than the PS5 at this point, which has not gotten any price drops. But hey, I get it.
I mean, that's a bit more blurry, and that's not as blurry, but is it worth £200 upgrade just for that tiny amount of difference?
Components are expensive.
No.
So it's $200 more, but then on top of that, to even play my physical games that I've already bought that you sold, you have to do an add-on intentionally. Like, they did this so, like, greedily at this point. If you're paying $700 for a premium system, it should come with the premium things. It should come with a stand. It doesn't even include the vertical stand. It should come with
you have
a
to
disc
buy it.
drive.
I think it's
These
about
are things
$60,
that should be
£60,
already set within this for $700. And people like to bring up to try to defend this, oh, well, a $700 PC isn't going to get you the performance of a console here. Yeah, a PC does a lot of other things. There's a lot of other things that make the price of a PC more expensive in terms of what you can do with video editing
it's a cash
and
grab,
and different type of
it's
stuff.
Not worth
PC's
it.
a completely different thing.
No, I don't think they're going to sell many of these units.
Everything that you need to play
if
at
anything,
that, but
people are buying more PlayStation 4s
PCs are not
and PlayStation 5
just
OGs.
Play games. This PS5 console
buy this
is
thing?
built specifically to just play games and as a
As always, guys, if you want to watch the video that's playing now, the link is in the description.
Multimedia device. It's not built to do everything that a PC does. So bringing in PC and trying to say, oh, well, if you did it for that, that doesn't make sense here. And on top of that, one of the...
Yeah, like I said, that's it. Like I said, the biggest issue is there's not enough games out there to justify anything. All the games are still being made for the old generation. And because of that, it limits how the output of the graphics and everything else, because the old generation console, they're not as good as what these are. If they stop making games for the old generation and only made games for the new console, then it might be a case of going, you know what, I will buy that, because if they make games just for the PlayStation Pro to be able to run on PlayStation Pro and utilize everything on the PlayStation Pro, then yeah, definitely, because you'll get your money's worth, you'll get the most amazing games, but they're not making the games. They just don't make them, so it's pointless.
The biggest things is that there's physical games on the PS5. People still sell them, and they're adding this attachment and this extra price onto there in order to do it, and it just doesn't make sense for me. If you're looking at it overall, and even if you play games online, for
Call
example,
of Duty.
yeah,
look at Call of Duty. They promised, what, a year, 2 years ago, that they're only going to bring out the game for the latest console. They haven't. You can still get them on all consoles. You know, it's a joke, and that's Call of Duty. That's one of the biggest games in the world, and that's still catering to the last generation of console.
In the US, it's even worse in Europe and in Canada. It's like $1,000 in Canada for if you want to play physical games with the attachment and add-on. It's really expensive in Europe and everything. So if you look at this, guys, you have $700 for the system. You have $80 for the disk drive.
Well,
you have, I think, $80.
It's still going on. People don't have a lot of money,
package.
so
If you want all the other stuff, it's $160. Not necessarily required,
cool.
but if you
really
want to play those games
Hogwarts
online, that's what you need. You're looking at $900 plus, like the base thing, before you even get a game.
That's like
before you even go up there and
£840.
buy a game. So if you're somebody new to this is a ridiculous proposition. You're going in there and dropping like $1,000 with a game overall.
Yeah, it's halfway to a good PC. It is. You could get a really good PC for around £2,000, and that's halfway to that amount. So save up and just buy a really good PC.
Unless you do the PS Plus, then you can just download the games. But if you wanted to go out there and get like a brand new game in terms of that's not on PS Plus, this is what you're looking at here. I don't see how in any type of way this is a feasible thing to do in today's market.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's just a cash grab. Like the comments, like you've been saying in the comments, guys. They're not reading the room. People can't afford a great deal of things at the moment. So you then bring out the most expensive console in history, almost double what the original PlayStation 5 was, with less, with no visible benefit to it whatsoever. And there's no games being developed specifically for that console. What's the point? What is the point in that?